Omarosa continued today. The former White House aide released another tape. This one, it hit closer to home for Trump. Omarosa played an audio recording of the president's daughter-in-law, Laura Trump, offering her, Omarosa, a job to keep her quiet. You get it? If you will, a hush payment. In the audio, Laura Trump refers to an article posted the day before that suggests Omarosa had dirt on Trump. Let's listen.
Listen, obviously with like the New York Times article and stuff, you know, it's
What's the New York Times article?
The one that it was in the New York Times today. I guess you did with Maggie Haberman, or they wrote about you. It sounds a little like obviously that there's something you got in the back pocket to pull out. Clearly, if you come over as a campaign, like we can't have, we gotta.
Oh God, no.
Everybody's positive, right? So the only thing that we have to consider when we're talking salary as far as the campaign is concerned is that, as you know, everything is public. And all the money that we raise and that pays salaries is directly from donors, small dollar donors for the most part. So I know you were making $179 at the White House. And I think we could work something out where we keep you right along those lines. Specifically, let me see, I haven't even added up the numbers, but we were talking about like $15K a month. Let me see what that adds up to. 12. Yeah, so that's $180,000. Does that sound like a fair deal for you?
Does that sound good for you? Omarosa chose to share several excerpts of a longer recording. NBC News listened to the tape in full, and the clips are in proper context. Laura Trump responded to the recording coming out today with this statement. Woman to woman, I shared a connection with Omarosa as a friend and a campaign sister, and I'm absolutely shocked and saddened by her betrayal and violation on a deeply personal level. Well, Omarosa said she saw this as a way to buy her silence.
I saw this as an attempt to buy my silence, to censor me, and to pay me off $15,000 per month by the campaign.
You saw this as hush money.
Absolutely. He thought, you know, that I could be disposed of. But Donald Trump is wrong.
Well, Omarosa's tapes have left some White House staffers on edge, to put it lightly. One former Trump aide told Politico, people are terrified, absolutely terrified. For more, I'm joined by Annie Carney, who wrote that piece for Politico. And Timothy O'Brien, executive editor of Bloomberg Opinion. Thank you both for joining us. Look, I don't think it takes a lot of analysis. If I were sitting on a jury and I heard that tape, I'd say they're buying her silence. In fact, I'd put it together with evidence we had before that General Kelly, in kicking her out the door, basically tried to intimidate her there. They didn't think the intimidation was working based on what they're hearing her say. We better buy her.
You know, I thought this was more damning than the Kelly tape, to be honest. The Kelly tape, it sounded like him. She says it was an intimidation. He was threatening her. There are exits where you say we want to make this friendly for everyone, and it's not an open threat. This was clearly an offer of cash directly in response to a New York Times article.
No mention of duties, by the way. It's just money. Yeah. I mean, I've never heard a job described as, will you take this money?
It's a really good point.
Will you take this money?
They didn't say what her role would be. It was just money. And directly referenced about that in response to a New York Times article. So this, I think, so far, what she's doled out, trickled out, was the most damning thing we've seen.
What do you make, Annie, I'll stick with you for a second. What do you make of Trump using a family member, an in-law, a daughter-in-law, to play this role? I mean, it's a cutout, as we say in the world. You get somebody not you. That Trump wasn't going to call her up and say, I give you $15K, as they put it, a month to keep quiet. He wanted to have a little plausible deniability. You know, I told my daughter-in-law to take care of her, help her out.
I don't know if we can say that Trump directed it. Laura Trump has been incredibly involved with the campaign for a long time.
Does she have the lease on that kind of money?
I don't know. Obviously,
can she
would have coordinated with the
Tim,
other
can she just say, yeah, I got to check? It's not her money. It's little donors, as they say.
Donors. But for Trump, it's always a family affair.
Yeah, well, what do you make of this whole MO of Trump, his daughter out there doling out $15K a month to basically not do anything,
of course Of course they were trying to buy her silence. This is a family affair, and I think you've seen in Laura Trump, she's learned the knee of other people who've been doing this. This happened with Stormy Daniels. It happened with Karen McDougal. If you don't have anything to hide and you're not concerned with anything that you're doing in the White House or outside the White House, you don't have to pay people off to keep them quiet. For starters, the Trump administration could just try to follow ethics laws, and they could just try to avoid stepping into controversy every other day. But because they can't, they're running around buying people's silence. I think the other interesting thing about what Lara Trump said is she actually never denied that she made an offer of money. She just simply said that the tape was a fraud, and sort of left it at that, and that she was disappointed. But they haven't stepped back from the idea that they put money on the table, and there's nothing else they would be hiring Omarosa to do. She suggested maybe some speaking gigs, but by and large it was, we will give you $15,000 a month to hang around Washington and be nice.
Well, according to Vanity Fair, President Trump is so angered by the book that he told advisors that he wants Attorney General Jeff Sessions to have Marigold Newman arrested. NBC hasn't been able to match that story in their reporting yet. Omarosa was asked about that allegation today.
Are you concerned at all about being arrested?
Well, what Mr. Trump does will be brought to light. Every action that he takes against me jeopardizes him and his presidency. So I think that you should watch his behavior and how he's unraveling. And I don't have any fear.
Annie, I don't know what we talked to, Jennifer Rubin a moment ago said he doesn't know the Constitution. Does he think he's a king? I'm going to have her arrested because of it would be at most a civil action about, a non-disclosure. But to say I'm going to have her arrested because she's saying, well, who does this?
I also haven't confirmed that report, but we know that he wants Jeff Sessions to do a lot of things that Jeff Sessions isn't doing.
Go arrest her.
And for Omarosa, I have heard, we reported earlier, right before the book came out, that she has been taking meetings wearing disguises, and she has given a copy of all of her tapes to family members because she thinks she might be murdered. This is according to sources.
This kind of what do you make of this, Tim? Just quickly, by the way, back in 1997, Donald Trump, the citizen, was asked how he treats his enemies. Let's catch this.
When the circumstances present themselves, or if the circumstances present themselves, I will make people pay, however it is. But I believe in that. I believe very much in an eye for an eye. And I think a lot of other people do too. And I think foolish people don't.
Hey there, I'm Chris Hayes from MSNBC. Thanks for watching MSNBC on YouTube. If you want to keep up to date with the videos we're putting out, you can click subscribe just below me, or click over on this list to see lots of other great videos.